So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. It is Thursday. We're almost at the end of the week. And what a week we are having. A lot of things taking place all over. Now we have two segments this morning. In the second hour we have Mr. Industrial Relations. Yes, I'm going to give you his right title here very quickly. He's going to talk on Mr. Ramkumar Narayan Singh. All right. Now, he's going to be talking this morning, he's coming into studio, about the all right. Yeah. Okay, let me just pull it up here. Because I know we have a lot of people that, the working class people do watch the program. The Retrenchment and Severance Benefits Amendment Bill 2026. So he's going to be talking about that bill when he comes in this morning, all right? So that's going to be the second one, and we have Dr. Watson. For now, we're going to talk about a couple things that have popped up in the news over the last few days, particularly with this principal at Holy Name. All right? We're going to talk about that this morning because that's a very interesting story where there was an article that was released singing praises of this Sister Rennie. The headline was "More Than a Teacher, a Mother to Generations of Girls." And when that headline came out and that story came out, the comments went absolutely wild with past students asking Guardian Media or CNC3, whoever posted it, asking them if they're mad. And these young girls, these women now, these young women now, started to post all of their experiences with this woman, this nun, in the comments. And it has sparked a petition now for her removal. So some people have been questioning, well, why does it didn't say anything all the time? Well, sometimes you go through trauma in life and you're so traumatized, or maybe you're too young and you can't do anything or say anything, or you might be in fear, or you're living in trauma because of whatever you might have experienced with an individual. And then when you see something like that, in terms of this person being praised, it triggers you now to, because now you're not in the situation. Now you're not in the school, you're out of the school, you're in your job, you're an adult, you have moved on with your life, but you look back and you say, but wait now, that woman or that person, right? And it triggers you to start letting things out, right? Now, there were several reports that were run, a couple from two different media houses, but I went through some of these comments yesterday. There was one comment in particular, but I'll share that with you when we get to that headline. But let me go through some of the headlines that in the news today, but we're not really focusing on that. I really want to deal, because in almost every job that you could think about, you sometimes have people who are elevated to certain positions and there is an abuse of power. Now, in this situation, it's very ticklish, because I also went through some of the other comments that said, well, I didn't have a bad experience with her, but to each their own or whatever. So it's, but the amount of women or past students of the school that came out and started to speak, because the petition don't cross 1,000 people easily, right? And that's 1,000 people. We're talking about a school here. We ain't talking about a national issue where the whole population is concerned. We're talking about this thing specific to a school and a principal, and when the petition was released, it done cross 1,000 within a matter of about an hour. It had done reach over 1,000 and climbing. So, it's very interesting there. Because I see that in some of the comments, people are saying, well, we need more people like her because we have a discipline issue in school and things like that. But for transparency purposes, I have family that went to Holy Name. Right? And their experience wasn't a good one with her. At all. Right? Now, I'm not going to get into the specifics or anything like that, but I know the difficulty that they faced with this said individual. And I think, knowing what I know from my family that went to Holy Name, right, and seeing all of these comments surface about this sister, Rennie, from so many other individuals, it's very interesting. But we're going to run these stories in a little bit. All right, and we have a couple other things that we want to touch on. I'll just throw in things out this morning because we have the two segments in the second hour, so I will be tossing some things out there, and you could comment as you see fit. But in the headlines today, very quickly, and I'm just going through the headlines, I ain't going into the stories. New threat against MPs. AG reveals increased protection for government officials after national security incident sparked by a gang member. That's one of the headlines you will read this morning. In another headline, sisters and teen nephew beaten in violent 2-hour penal home invasion. This was a home invasion in Penal. In Penal again. Could somebody explain me what is going on in Penal? I keep saying it for years now. You're in a SOE. You're supposed to have heightened police presence in these areas. Well, I mean, the police can be in every place at the same time or whatever, but it just keeps happening too much in this one area. You understand? What is going on in Penal? Director, you know what's going on in Penal? Anybody know? Chris, you know? Nobody know when? But it happened for years now. Dear Lord, 9 men have been detained under PDOs, right? That is another headline you're going to see in the paper this morning. Then you have a San Fernando man, has been charged with rape and false imprisonment. You have the opposition leader saying, Beckles saying that a decision on John Bates will be coming soon, just like your summer blockbusters in the theater, in the cinema. It's coming soon, so don't worry. This summer. And this one is very interesting, but maybe it's just, normal protocol, I don't know. But the Homicide Bureau has joined a multi-agency probe into the missing Tobago toddler. So the Homicide Bureau is involved now. Now, I know there are a lot of theories out there from a lot of people on the issue with this Tobago toddler. Now, I'm saying I am waiting to see what this investigation, well, not the investigation. First off, they have to find the body. Because if there is no body, there is no evidence. You can't do an autopsy or anything like that, right? To establish cause of death. Because if anything happened before, and let's just say, let me make this clear, because I know people get caught up in the emotions and jump out the handle. I am not saying this is the situation. I am just saying, in the event that this child didn't just wander off out of the house, climb over the whole is rocks, climb over all those rocks and fall into the ocean, in case something occurred before, that caused the child to be dumped into the ocean. We're not going to know exactly what occurred until they could recover that body. And I don't think that, I don't know if they're going to recover it. I don't think so, you know, because if they didn't get it yesterday, you're talking about a whole day pass. So I really don't know. You know what I mean? But it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing, you know. The whole situation is just, you know. And I'm still, last night, I'm still trying to figure that out, you know. 7:30 p.m., you missed this child. We don't know when the child actually went missing. But we know you missed the child at 7:30 p.m. p.m. Where would a 2-year-old be at 7:30 p.m. in the night? Director, you have a son. When your son was 2 years old, where he was at 7:30 p.m. in the night? Huh? Huh. I just said, I'm trying to figure out, like, would my 2-year-old son be unsupervised with the front door open? In a time where everybody concerned about crime and home invasions and all kind of things, the whole house open up, and the child could just walk out the house. And so, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out yesterday, but I really don't know. All right, and we had some apologies from opposition MP Stuart Young and government MP Saddam Hussein, it appears, as they apologize for some crosstalk, some offensive crosstalk in the House. All right, so that also occurred. So we got an apology. All right, it's never too late to apologize, eh? Just say, you know. In some, as it relates to some instances, you know. On the John Bates issue, I am still confused as to, what is it now? How long now that issue has been out? About 2 to 3 weeks? And in the 2 to 3 weeks that this John Bates issue occurred, where she and Senator Al-Rawi were involved in an exercise that is tantamount to witness tampering, it is amazing to me, absolutely amazing, that the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago has not issued a statement. Their silence is deafening, to say the least. Deafening. Because I have seen and I have heard the Law Association jump out on things that are minor in comparison to this. We're talking about witness tampering, possibly perverting the course of justice, things like that, right? By 2 lawyers one of whom is a former Attorney General. I now see why we lost so much case in the court. Anyway, we go into the break, and when we come back from the break, we'll get back to the Sister Rennie issue with the Holy Name. A good partner of mine went and do a video as well in Port of Spain. I want to share that with all you know. Let me share that with them one time. If you have it already. The Port of Spain video. My partner went and do that. And I want to say to the Port of Spain Corporation, not the workers, the management. Right? Because the workers know better. Yeah, run that clip for me, from the top.
Pedestrians have to pass and see this, right? Smelling like a labas, human feces, right? Every single day in front of the old Hindu Credit Union building on Henry Street, right? And nobody seems to come and seen about this problem here. Look at that. Every single day, people are that pass and face this and in Port of Spain here. Every day.
Right. Now, there are some games being played out. Right? Those games have to stop, There is no reason. That is Henry Street, Port of Spain, one of the busiest streets in Port of Spain. Henry Street, right? Where the old Henry Credit Union building was. So if you're all familiar with that building, you will know exactly the location, right? But that is Henry Street in Port of Spain. That is the capital city. And these games being played, it has to stop. Because you can't say you have money to clean up the streets. You have money to wash down and things like that. Don't even start to entertain the thought of even thinking about trying that. You understand? So there are some games being played, and it really needs to stop, because the capital city cannot be looking like that. I have said it on several occasions. Port of Spain, I don't even go into Port of Spain again. You understand what I'm saying? There is no reason to go into Port of Spain. People would rather shop in the malls and other hubs and pay the little extra than go into Port of Spain and shop. A lot of people. The capital city is run down. It is falling apart. It does not even look like a capital city. Right? And you have people who are in charge playing games. I'm still calling on the PM though, because I think it is the capital city, and East Port of Spain especially needs some kind of revitalization program. There has to be something that could be done for the capital city. It cannot continue like this. It cannot. And we all know who running there for years. But nevertheless, it cannot be like this. You have the Hyatt right across the road. You have the cruise ships coming in right across the road. When these people come off, when you go to any one of these other islands, well, majority of the other islands, right? The capital city is welcoming. You understand what I'm saying? It's clean. You dig? They want people to come off of the cruise ships and go into the capital city and spend their money. In Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know. I just feel shame when people have to come off that, when they come on that cruise ship and they have to come off the cruise ship and go into town, you know. It have nothing going on in Port of Spain. Nothing that you could say is ripe for tourism. Nothing. And don't go past Charlotte Street. Because after Charlotte Street, it really has nothing to see. Tongue is in a mess. I used to be in Tongue nearly every day. I used to be in Port of Spain years ago. And I wouldn't even touch, I wouldn't even put my big toe in Port of Spain right now. I don't even drive through Tongue. I tell you. I just drive a wrong Tongue. All you need to stop playing these games and start organizing and keeping the city looking a little respectable, eh? Because it's starting to piss me off, eh? Because I went and do features. I remember when I went in Port of Spain and do the feature in East Port of Spain. I don't know if Tuole was doing the show then. I went and highlighted about 5 or 6 different areas in Port of Spain that needed a revitalization program to uplift it, to beautify it. You dig where I'm coming from? But the people who was running them were concerned with that. You understand? They rather it run down and it looking like I get to other projects. You dig? No, I'm telling you. That's how they wanted to look. All they go George Street. Drive down George Street. Drive down Nelson, Duncan. Drive down Frederick Street. Drive up Henry Street. See how it looking. Come down Charlotte Street in traffic. It's sickening, boy. Anyway. Let me do. I go burst our blood vessel this morning talking about Port of Spain. Just to remind you all about Keoluk as we go to the break. Remember that the Keoluk range of products is backed by science with over 900 scientific research and clinical trials. They're all made from that aged garlic extract. And you have the Keoluk cleanse and digestion, the blood pressure health, the cholesterol health, the total heart health, and the circulation health, the green powder drink mix, and the probiotics. So to pick up any one of these products in the Keoluk range, all you need to do is visit a pharmacy or health store across the country. And for more information, you could WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. And don't forget that Chef Shiraz. Chef has a few courses well happening. They include courses starting this month, the month of May, all the way down to August. And you have the baking and pastry, food costing, restaurant and catering workshop, the international creative cuisine, the certificate in culinary arts, and you have 2 kids cooking classes, the summer kids cooking classes. And to get on board and get registered for these courses, you need to give him a call or WhatsApp him on 372-4639 or 737-5097. I don't know if he'll be in studio on Friday, but we will see tomorrow if he's coming in. With that, we take the break. When we come back from the break, we'll get back to Sister Rennie. And a runner got bounced down in a midnight marathon over the weekend, I believe it was. We'll take a look at that story as well. Stay tuned.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78 Bamboo Settlement number 2 Valsane between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Feeling distance in your relationship or sensing someone interfering between you and your partner? Connect with Pandit Anirudh, known for powerful and result-oriented love solutions. His effective love spells have helped many reunite with lost partners. If you face family conflict, marriage issues, negativity, or financial stress, his strong mantras bring quick relief. Know what lies ahead in your love life and future through powerful astrology readings. Many lives have changed. Now it's your turn. Contact +1 868 278 0399.
You will not deny that this is the maddest place on earth, and we go shout from the top of the mountains. This is the greatest place, our great escape, my favorite space, the maddest place on earth. Would you believe me when I tell you? Better you come and take a sample. A little bit is still a lot to handle, but you can find no other example. We really have a different kind of style. The elders teach it to me as a child, and this is how we know that we are alive. Fancy people never need to want to start a vibe. It's fancy time, June and July. You need to fly down to the maddest place on earth. Can't tell no lie.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerators parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street at Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, his spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
All right, we're back. And as we return, like I said, I wanna deal with this thing with Holy Name and this Sister Rennie. It's a very interesting story here, and the way that so many young girls have come out, or young women have come out, who went to this school, had interactions with this sister, and the amount of negative comments that they made that sparked this petition. I think we had to stop and really just look at this. I mean, all of us went to school, at least most of us, right? Some of us may have dropped out, some of us, you know. But all in all, the vast majority of people go to school. When they go to school, there are teachers that, would we say, abuse their power? Director? Look, during the break, well, I spoke about my 2 cousins. Well, I said our family went there, but 2 cousins. I have 2 cousins who went there. right? And the two experiences that they had with the same sister was horrible. And during the break, director telling me, no, is your stepdaughter? He telling me his stepdaughter went there and was problems with this woman. So, even if I wanted to say, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, based on, well, I just only had two cousins and, you know, maybe they were just bad lucky. Unknowing to me until during the break just now, when I went to tell him what we coming back with on the lineup, he said, boy, my stepdaughter went there, no problems with that woman, no pressure, you know. So he and all know somebody that went to the school, and their interaction with her was horrible. That put together with all of the comments, hundreds of comments that went wild in the comment section of the post. I mean, all these people can't be wrong, right? And yes, you do have comments that saying, well, look, I didn't have any issue with her when I was there. And, well, maybe you were one of the lucky ones, or maybe there was no reason for any bad interaction with her. I mean, I don't know. But the thing is, we're talking about a convent here, a very prestigious school, eh? You know, everybody just want the daughter to go to a convent, right? St. Joseph Convent, Holy Name Convent, you name it, right? As well as so many people want their boy children to go to a college, right? Whether it's Fatima College, or St. Anthony's College, or St. Mary's College, or QRC, right? Queen's Royal College. And you know, it's as if we believe that you know, these convents and colleges are all perfect places that, you know, where nothing bad exists, right? And that apparently the staff at these institutions are more trustworthy than those that you will find in a government school, right? Or the quality of teaching is better, or, you know, we just have this perception that these are the better options, right? And in some cases they are. Where's that? All right, you back your school. You back Arang. Where's Chris? All right. Arang is a good school. There are many good schools. So the headline was, on Mother's Day, more than a teacher, a mother to generations of girls. And that's all it took. And past students went wild. Run me the Sister Rennie CNC3. Now this report that you're going to see, courtesy CNC3 News, Guardian Media are the ones that ran this story, right? And when the backlash came, they followed up on it with another story. And this is the story that was followed up, that they followed up with. Run it for me.
Beauties. Good morning, Sister Rennie.
What began as an inspirational Mother's Day tribute has erupted into a social media firestorm, revealing alleged traumatic allegations of abuse by past and present students of Holy Name Convent, Port of Spain. Within hours of being published, a CNC3 profile done on the school's principal, Sister Rennie Hall, hundreds of persons took to social media, recounting their alleged experiences of abuse and mistreatment during the educator's 25-year tenure. The allegations, ranging from emotional distress to systemic mistreatment, have sparked a national conversation. There is now an online petition for the removal of the educator with over 1,000 signatures by 6 p.m. on Tuesday. But while the outcry on social media has been deafening, the response from official corridors had been silent until now. In a formal statement, the school's Board of Management acknowledged the concerns, emotions, and experiences shared by persons, announcing a full, independent investigation into the allegations involving Sister Rennie Hall. The board clarified that this inquiry will be independent, following all Ministry of Education and Teaching Service Commission protocols. They are now urging both past and present students to come forward to assist with the investigation. Now, CNC3 News reached out to Sister Rennie on the matter, but she refused to respond to any of our questions. Further calls and messages to the school's administration, the school's alumni group, the Catholic Education Board of Management, the Archbishop, and other religious leadership bodies have so far either gone unanswered or refused to comment on the matter. While Tutor says they are also looking into the matter, NPTA President Walter Stewart is imploring past and present students to bring forth evidence so that the Catholic Board could properly conduct an investigation.
Certainly, the Catholic Board also has a responsibility here as well to look at some of the remarks, some of the comments that are being mentioned with regards to Sister Hall's performance, and seek almost immediately to do some investigations on this particular matter.
The Education Minister drove past our news crew while attempting to question him on the matter as well. Meanwhile, a clinical psychologist suggests that the flood of comments is not a trend and may be a genuine reaction to deep-seated triggers felt by many past students during their time at the school.
It can be very frustrating and feel very disempowering when your experience with a person is one thing, but then you see that person being glorified or, given accolades in another setting. It can be very, provoking and very frustrating. And that can be the trigger to bring back those feelings of disempowerment, of frustration, of being silent.
The school board has asked the public to be patient pending the outcome of the investigation. It is still unclear whether Sister Rennie remains in the position. Angelo Jetediah, CNC3 News.
All right. Well, I think the psychologist is right. On all accounts, it does trigger you. If somebody has been very, very bad to me, and I see all of a sudden they're getting praises, boy, that will trip me off. I know I'm telling you. That will trip me off. And you mightn't say anything while you're going through whatever you're going through the person. But when you see things like that happening and you know what it is that person do to you, it will trigger you. Now, that was the CNC3 follow-up report, right? TV6 also ran a report on this. Run by the Sister Rennie TV6.
In the media about a principal put forward as a matriarch of sorts of the Holy Name Convent Board of Spain, having served more than 2 decades, has catapulted into something else. As the post hit the Instagram page of another media house, the comment section lit up, but not with the tender light one would expect. It was evident that many of those who once attended the school and parents of those past and present came together to vent their frustration over the appointment. One IG user said, quote, "This woman put me in trouble for eating a glucose tablet when my blood sugar was low and always tried to stop me from bringing my test kit into class with me. I am type 1 diabetic," end quote. Another said, "She made me apologize for drinking water in her class when I was coughing and was sick." But of the over 300 comments, many spoke to mental and emotional abuse, including being bullied, belittled, and more. TV6 News got in contact with a parent who has a daughter presently attending the school and one who's a past student. She says her elder daughter had to drop a subject based on her learning capabilities, and it didn't go down well with the nun. The parent says instead of support, she was met with ridicule. She's of the view that her younger daughter, who she states made the school proud on an athletic level, was victimized because of that incident and denied from being a prefect without any justification. The parent didn't want to be named due to her fear of victimization of her child who is still in school. TV6 News sought to inquire why this is being brought to the forefront at this time, despite allegations that the abuse was going on for many years. She says the filing of complaints is not easy, as the school board is also run by nuns. Many of those gathered online are now calling for an investigation by the authorities into the reports that have been placed in the public domain, while commending those who are now speaking up. A petition has also been launched for the principal's removal, which up to late afternoon on Monday had amassed over 360 signatures. We reached out to the school and left our contact information requesting a response from the principal. In light of the developing story, we are still awaiting feedback. TV6 News contacted the Catholic Board, Dominican Sisters, which is in part responsible for the appointment. We were told that a superior sister whom we needed to speak to pertaining to the matter was unavailable and that the board was presently in mourning over the loss of a sister. We were asked to attempt reaching out again in a few days. Meanwhile, when contacted, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, Crystal Bevan Ash, was only now learning of what was transpiring.
Today being the 11th of May 2026, some information relating to Holy Name Convent, Port of Spain would have been brought to the attention of Twitter. It is attracting our attention and we are investigating at this point in time. However, in the absence of information, we cannot make any statement on the situation at this point in time.
TV6 News also tried contacting Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlath. Calls and messages to his mobile phone have so far gone unanswered. Alicia Boucher, TV6 News.
All right. So you saw some of the comments posted there, right? One person said that they had to apologize for drinking water when they were sick and coughing. One person's type 1 diabetic and they were being scrutinized and taking a glucose tablet. You heard the other two stories with one of the students that is an athlete and apparently paid the price because she had a relative who had a falling out or a bad experience with the same nun based on a subject being dropped and so on and so forth, right? There is another comment here that I want to read for you. Another person posted, I'm coming on to say this. My daughter graduated just a few years ago. What I can say is when she saw the interview, like that child was reliving a nightmare. There's a parent here putting a comment here, and I will probably comment on that kind of thing, right? I've had issues during her tenure, but only who in the kitchen would feel the heat. Some young ladies who graduated and are now grown can now voice their opinions without fear of being victimized. However, there are teachers who helped lighten the load and made it a tad bit bearable. I'll say we all aspire for our girls to go to the convents because all we see are the success stories. However, when they get in there, there are some elements of surprise that we did not prepare our daughters for. Thank God I am a very hands-on mother and stepped in when I felt it was too much for my daughter to bear. Right? That is a parent speaking out on behalf of their daughter. Okay? So this is, I mean, and listen, there's a lot of negative comments. And you know what, how you know that something, has to be valid about all of this? When people post comments below a video or a post, and the person that put that post there goes through the comments and starts deleting the negative ones. And that was one of the things that we were complaining about on Instagram. They say, so wait, already deleting all the posts on them, don't worry, we go keep posting it back. And I'm telling you, listen, there are other people who are in the comments that apparently did not have a child going to Holy Name, but people like to comment. And they say, and their thoughts were things along the lines of, well, we're missing that kind of discipline and this, that, and the other, and maybe we need more people like that. But, you weren't there. You don't know what these people went through, right? Because obviously they've been traumatized. But that brings up the question. We look at these school children today, and we see a lot of indiscipline. In many cases, we just had a PNM alderman beat up by some school children, right? After he was trying to part a fight, and he have his injuries. We have seen these school children gang up against adults, things like that. Now, the students in question here weren't children behaving along those lines, right? As you saw in some of the comments there, but there is a fine line between discipline and abuse. And when you cross that line and you go into the abusive aspect of it, it's very dangerous, especially when you are, especially when you're trusted with dealing with people, children on a daily basis. You understand? Because, I mean, my teachers in school, I have had several teachers that I know, made me very comfortable in school. Big up Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob will go, sorry we didn't get to meet up when he was down here. But big up Mr. Bob. All right, but let me take a few calls on this. And if any one of you have a child that went to Holy Name, you could call in and say yes, because like I said, director has told me he and all, in terms of his stepdaughter, that's now. Why are not on the, that's now I call her? Right, let me just connect there. I took it off of the Bluetooth yesterday to listen to her voice note. All right, yes, go ahead.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man, what's going on?
My fine. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning. Stefan, I can't take it no more, and I sit down for a couple of minutes, and I find the answer to the solution. I think it's no other answer could solve that problem. I think that we have to do something very serious to stop this now. If not, we're going to end up in red. We need about 20 Judge Judies to facilitate the 41 constituencies of Trinidad and Tobago. 41 Judge Judies to facilitate the 41 constituencies in Trinidad and Tobago. And we're taking up from as far low as taking a cigarette butt and dropping it on the ground. We're taking that. And that's the only way to fix Trinidad and Tobago. It's going overboard, Stefan. It's overboard, Stefan. Have a nice day.
All right. I'm not too clear. I don't know what specifically I was talking about, but nevertheless. Morning. Yeah, morning. Yeah, go ahead.
Cases like this, it's always good to see that people talking up against institutions of this magnitude, because this is not a school that does not perform. This is what you call a high performance school.
Right.
This is also a school, Stefan, where the parents of these schools have the financial ability to buy a printer for the school on any Monday. That's the honest truth.
Right.
The parents of some of these children in these schools.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me finish now.
No, I say yeah, agreeing with you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. These schools have some parents and some children who never traveled to school. They never in their life went in a maxi. That's some children. Now, I really pray and I'm hoping this is not one of the cases where, like, I remember seeing a group of students, medical students, and one of the people teaching them was buffing some of them and really roughing them up. In my mind, abusive. And when I dig up into it, some of them had no right being there, but their parents had money. Their parents buy their way into a situation, and the person knowing that decided to put some pressure on them, because here what? You don't know half of the work, but I have to see it in my face because your parents have some serious money. So that was our way to, how to say it, put some pressure in the wrong direction in my mind. But at the end of the day, I hope this is not the case where you have some overly sensitive people because their parents' pocket big and they don't want nobody to talk to them in a particular way. And I hope that is not the case, but the board doing the right thing, do the investigation. And I always, just like the police officer yesterday, it's easy to jump to conclusions when the noise is loud. You see, when the comment list big, it's easy to jump to conclusions. So I would just wait until the report, and I really hoping this is not the oversensitive, big money people cheering who just feeling to say, well, you can't talk to me so, because my mother just buy a printer for the school. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Just a couple other comments here if you go through Instagram, right? When you go through Instagram, yeah, caller, hold on, commenting again, since you all want to delete the post to avoid the backlash, but correction, Sister Lucifer, that's what one person posted. Another person said, where is it? Never forgot this woman rolled her eyes at me whilst offering me Holy Communion during our school mass. Rename the article Surviving Sister Rennie. Morning caller.
Everybody, Stefan, morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could attest to what the last caller they say, because I went to a private school and the children who parents have money, them children used to behave a kind of way, like them run the show. I remember a girl at one time telling her, I remember a young girl at one time telling her teacher, just remember who my father is and doing what you want. Some of the teachers have to throw their hands up in the air because but then again in this case we don't know how come all of a sudden everybody coming out of the woodwork now.
No, because
the woman was there for 25 years when she was there for 25 years.
Well, some people have raised those questions, but like I said, people might not say anything because, you know, when you go into a school like that, right? Most of the time people just keep everything hush-hush, you know. Don't say nothing because you know it's holy name and I don't want you to get thrown out. Because you don't want your child get thrown out of a convent. So some people is, you know what I mean. But these girls now are now adults. You understand?
Talk now. Well, boy, I will say, but on our next note, we are all humans, we all have feelings. I mean, the woman is unknown. She probably behaving so because she don't get none.
Look another comment here. I left 21 years ago and she was extremely unkind then. It is heartbreaking to read generations of women negatively impacted by this now nun. I thought when she became a nun that things would have changed, and instead of being closer to the church, she's furthest away from God. Thank you, ladies, for being so brave to comment and speak out. We see you and we hear you. And there's somebody saying they left 21 years ago. Eh? I just say it, you know what I mean? Morning. All these people can't just be making up these stories. Morning.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Hi, good man.
I just wanted to put forward a few things for consideration.
Yeah.
The average population of Holy Name is about 700 children. That's pretty. Over the years, they would have had thousands and thousands of children, tens of thousands passed through.
Yeah.
1,000 people signed the petition. What percentage is that? That's
it reached over 1,000 so far. But go ahead.
Well, but I'm saying, you know, in terms of who could sign it because they had experience, as opposed to the number that signed it, what percentage is that?
Okay.
I'm saying I don't know. The second thing is, we talking about what the sister was allegedly doing, but what we sure about is facts. Holy Name has one of the highest success rates in exams. And any psychologist will tell you, child psychologist, trauma reduces performance.
Right.
Physically, mentally, and in exams. The third thing, you don't see Holy Name in any fighting outside and this kind of thing. The children in Holy Name are generally very well disciplined. Now I could talk because I went Fatima College.
Okay.
And I had some draconian teachers. But our values as a society has slipped since the point of what we consider normal discipline to the point where parents say, you can't talk to my child.
Right.
Now, I don't condone any form of sexual abuse to children.
Right.
I don't condone any form of physical abuse to children.
Right.
But normal discipline that is having the effect of success. So therefore, you could rule out trauma. It is having the effect of success because a lot of those people who sign the petition are in CEO job, big manager job. But they mentioned about not being a prefect. A prefect given to you as an award. It's given to you because you have mentorship skills that you've seen, that the school has seen. Right? So all of these things being said, I agree with is amazing, but the caller I normally disagree with, I agree with him today.
Okay.
The investigation should go on, and we should not judge based on 1,000 people say so. Tens of thousands pass through that school.
Understood. Over any period of time
thank you.
that she has been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care,
All right, cool, man. That's an interesting thing, working the numbers, because numbers, I always say numbers don't lie. Another comment here, just giving all this some of the comments, right? Respect for the office of the principal and respect to all caring teachers. But no at CNC3 News. The concept is good, but you've got the wrong actors. As someone who has had first-hand experience, 2 daughters at Holy Name Convent, and also knows current and past parents of Holy Name Convent, everyone knew of the oppressive nature and lack of emotion of the esteemed sister currently in the spotlight. But I have to ask, did we, quote, like it so? Or were we too afraid or perhaps too ingrained and respectful of the system to react far more or resist? Glad some of us are now unmuted, and I hope a proper feedback system for those in position is implemented by the Holy Name Convent Board so mistakes can be corrected to protect our beautiful girls. No one is perfect, but at CNC3 News, for your information, the former Miss Khan is far more believable of a character for your next caring motherly principal. Peace. Lord of mercy, I tell you. Hello, good morning. You see, I can't dispute what these people's personal experience was. But I agree with is it the NPTA? They are saying, look, come forward. And now, well, you have come out of the comments section on Instagram and Facebook, and come forward and file your complaints if it's as serious as we see it. Hello, good morning.
Stefan, with all these allegations, has there been ever one report to any police or institution for this person to be like acknowledge that she's doing anything wrong? Or is it now that people enjoy the teachings and the structure they went through the system, now they are in comfortable lifestyle and places and things, they just have nothing else to do than now to vent their frustration? Because I can remember going to school, there was a maths teacher, and everybody, she's the worst, she's a vicious human being, and all the lady wanted was to make sure that how people do their work, you know. And once you perform, she was a very beautiful lady, Miss Chacha, a maths teacher. And people would fear going to her class, and oh God, she would lick you down and all kind of bacchanal. And all the lady wanted to know that how here what? When she give you your assignment, you come to your class, and when she call on you, you acknowledge what she trying to teach you, Pythagoras theorem or some kind of thing. None of them are doing that. But then when she becomes frustrated and lash out in a certain way of trying to correct you to learn your own lesson and for you to be a better person for yourself, so that when you sit down in your fancy job and you're driving your nice car and thing, you don't have to praise she, but at least she do the job that she was there to do. You understand? And now we have everything to say. And let me tell you a little something. You know, people is try to list situations that you had to go through some kind of therapy. You had to face some kind of hardship to be part of the thing. Traveling in a maxi, you know, no like disciplinary action to say that you never travel in a maxi, so you wouldn't understand that. People elevate themselves and try to make better and what they could provide for their children. If you want to keep your child and live in a place where your whole life you are to travel in a maxi, well, fine and done. But that is not no measure and stick to say that here what they never travel in a maxi. or their parents was rich or the thing. Let me tell you something. Just to spell some of the words to become a medical student, it's hard for 99% of the country. So even so if your parents bribe and you could spell psychology or radiology or all them other G's and all kind of thing, that alone tell you, hey, you could be a doctor. So let us rock with the stupidness. Have a good morning. Take care.
All right, no problem. Let me just read a couple others. Another person mentioned she always had a problem with my daughter naturally thick afro hair. We used to try to put it in a bun, but her hair so thick it made a big bun. She hated seeing it and always telling her about it. But the children with the thick curly hair she had no issues with, and they were puffy and all. That's a whole hair issue. We know how that thing does go, right? But somebody else was replying. There was another, this is a reply to apparently a question that somebody put to one of the past students that gave a comment, right? And the person was saying, it's not that simple, especially when someone in authority constantly belittles you, throws slick comments, watches your every move, singles you out, and makes you feel small every day. You could never feel safe to fight back. Not everyone wants to risk humiliation or a toxic school environment or even being labeled disrespectful to defend themselves to this nun who already has all this power. Somebody was responding there and said that. Let's know, I'm looking. Let's know. I don't want to get, I'm trying to look for some other comments here, not the ones coming from just normal people, but people who are actual past students then. Go ahead, morning caller, the final caller.
Yeah, morning, Stefan. Yeah, I want to say, you see me, in the absence of a proper investigation, I not believe in nothing these youths and them say today, because I will tell you why, right? Me are hearing these students and them complaining that it had bullying or thieving or some kind of thing going on in the school.
Well, there is verbal.
Was
yeah. Oh, you're talking, you mean amongst the students?
Yeah.
Right.
The principal was turning a blind eye too, right? I went to school in a time when we used to get licks. You had to have a certain kind of haircut. You had to have your fingernails cut.
Yeah.
You had to come to school looking a certain way. And all that was to teach you, to prepare you for life, to make you understand what you have to face when you go out into the world there, right? Today, I don't know if people know, but today, the world have the highest teen suicide rates, the highest teen anxiety and depression rates, the highest teen this, that, and the other. The teens of today seem to be more sick than when me and you was going to school. And I mean, and in addition to that, you was talking about how there's a fine line between abuse and punishment.
And punishment,
so. Yeah, I am saying to you that there is no fine line. There is no line anymore. Unless you could respond to a teen today, like some kind of trained psychologist, psychiatrist, or whatever the case is abuse. From the time you raise your voice at them, or look, very recently, a teacher in some school somewhere, I think it's down in South or something, tried to enforce a hairstyle issue. I hear you now reading something about a hairstyle issue.
Yeah.
And some child put up the teacher or principal and demonized that person for that. We had to endure that in school. What was the problem? Before that in the news, there was some graduation in a school, and the principal told the students and them to come appropriately dressed. Some child come inappropriately dressed, and the principal didn't let them come in the graduation, and they demonized the principal. Why this generation have such a problem following rules? And lastly, I want to say the reason why you don't hear about students in them kind of school and thing fighting is because they know they have to face a principal like that. When my sister was going convent, they had to look a certain way outside the school. So because they know when they go, if the principal see them walking the street and thing looking a certain way, they would get in trouble for it. Right? The uniform was important, but today them thing don't mean nothing to them. Everything is abuse for them. So they go jump on the bandwagon and make the principal look very bad, deliberately. Some might even do it deliberately. I go listen off. Good morning.
All right, no problem. Well, as I hold up on the calls there, because we got to go to the break and get to Mr. Narayan Singh. Industrial relations conversation is up next. This is not coming from this generation. This is coming from a generations of girls that went to the school. If you go to Instagram and you go to the post and you go to the comment section, more Instagram than Facebook, you will understand what I'm talking about. I'll just read two final comments here back to back that are in the comment section, right? Not gonna lie, these are two excellent comments. Not gonna lie, a lot of my school years were traumatic aside from dealing with my personal life. In Holy Name Convent though, there were fun times. There were also many situations involving bullying, false judgment, mistreatment, and often I felt like I couldn't confide in most teachers because of experiences with other teachers like Sister Rennie. School years affect some of us into our adulthood. I don't have any communication or friendships with anyone I went to school with, which is heartbreaking because I wish I could have had long-term school friends, but to protect my peace and energy after many silent experiences, I choose to stay away from anything that reminded me of secondary school. I'm shocked to see just how many of us have been carrying many silent, traumatic stories for all these years. These are people with real experiences, and I don't think these experiences are, the investigation will say otherwise, but I don't think so many people who expressing these traumatic experiences are expressing experiences that are trivial. I think there is a deeper rooted problem here. When you are young, and we need to remember that, we talking now as adults, all of us. We say no here, we talking as adults. But when you are young, and you are still developing, and you may not have confidence, you have not been successful because as an earner or anything like that, right? You're a student, you're a child. A teacher could have a huge impact in the way that your life turns out, depending on how they treat you and deal with you during those 8 hours that they have you under their supervision. You understand? So it's I think it's a little more. It's a little more deeper than the conversation. A little more deeper than where we're taking it. I think we're just scratching the surface of the conversation, where we look at the normal aspects of discipline and school and whatever. But what I'm seeing these girls expressing here, right? And I would have to say these are educated girls, like one of the callers mentioned. Some of them might be CEOs and so on and so forth. So, they're not going to just jump out just like that. I have moved on in my life. I've seen success. I'm working for X amount of money. I'm in a particular position. I'm comfortable in life. I probably have a child or two. I'm married, wherever. I have moved on from it. But the article praising this sister has triggered those people who have moved on with their life and would have rather forgotten the bad experiences or whatever bad experience they had with her. It has triggered them now into coming out and saying things. And that doesn't happen based on, well, she buffed me because I didn't do this. That don't happen for that. Ole, come on. Let me be real. All these girls not jumping on because of some bad trivial experience. Or because they were spoiled and spoiled behavior. If you are a spoiled child and wherever they say wherever, and you go on about your life, and you 5-10 years down the road, and you done gone on with your life, and now your children and wherever, and Holy Name Convent is behind you, you're not going to clap back like what we see in here in the comments, you know. They are clapping back because they are seeing somebody being who in their, from their perspective and experience, ought not to be praised like that because their experience was that bad with the person. And I think I ain't think all the grasping that this morning, you know. We talking from our perspective, but you have to look at it from their perspective too. Just one final comment. I did not have a pleasant experience with Miss Rennie Hall. Miss Hall started teaching Caribbean history for A-levels in Holy Name Convent. Every time a student or myself excelled, she found ways to diminish our accomplishments. She never encouraged us to achieve our goals. Rather, she compared her academic achievements against our dreams. This was not uplifting behavior. I am saddened to see that she did not evolve and rise to the challenge of being a leader. Holy Name Convent requires leadership that is empathetic and situationally aware of the varied needs of the students that pass through those hallowed halls. As a past alumni, and past house captain, I am aware of the values and principles of the institution, but Miss Hall is not fit for this purpose in my opinion. This decision may remain, however, in the future. The institution should consider wider variables for appointing leadership, namely the students' experience with the said nominee, the teaching staff's experience with the said nominee, and the overall vision for the organization. I hope that this message gets to the right people and that they heed the concerns expressed by many in the comments. That, I think, is one of the more balanced expressions of the experience of the said individual, right? But even that person who put together that comment and articulated it so perfect, you would have to say that this is a person that is, one, very intelligent, right? They could articulate and express themselves professionally, and we don't know, yeah, right, yeah, don't frighten. They can express themselves in a professional manner, and even they condemning the article. And I think that is something that needs a little deeper thought. But nevertheless, we've got to go to the break. I have to go to the break and get to Mr. Narayan Singh. Wherever the investigation goes, it goes. And if this is just some over-exaggeration of discipline, fine. No problem. But the chips will fall where they may. The board is investigating it. But the only way that the board, or I think anybody, the general public, will have an understanding, or a better understanding, is if those students come forward. You got to come forward and say what happened. All right? You can't just put it in the comments on social media. They have opened the door and said, listen, come out and come forward and let us know, then so be it. Right? And we'll see what numbers the petition reaches. We've got to take the break. All right? But this is very interesting because there are a lot of things that go on in a lot of prominent schools that stay hidden for years. Years. Right? Because the school had to look good. You understand? We'll be back after this.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, His spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
If you want to be a better chef at home or advance your professional career, Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is the best place to be. Some of the courses that we offer here at the Academy: Creative National Cuisine 1 and 2, Baking and Pastry 1 and 2, Kids Summer Cooking Classes, one-day classes at the workshop. We have Asian cooking classes and certificate in culinary arts, food lovers and professionals. Start your culinary journey today with us at the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prelozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson, provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations: at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargav Ji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
All right, people, so we're back, and as we return, we have Mr. Ramkumar Narayan Singh with us, and he is an industrial relations and business development consultant, and he will be with us every Thursday. This Thursday, we'll get about 20 minutes in, because we have, we're going to discuss the Retrenchment and Severance Benefits Amendment Bill 2026, all right? Now, this is a bill that was in the news recently, and the Minister of Labour, Leroy Batiste, was there. There was an article with it. It's said to be a game changer. We will find out what type of game changer it is. If it is pro-worker, anti-worker, I don't know. But good morning, my friend. Everything good?
Yeah, well,
nice, man.
Thank
Good
you
to see you. Just before we dive into this, the topic that I was on just now, Holy Name, the Holy Name Confident Institute. You know, you raised a good point that I was thinking, and I forget to say, the people that saying that the people with the money are the ones that might have been disciplined or abused. I think you have it incorrect, because in all my life I know that if your mommy and daddy could buy a printer for the school or make a contribution to the school, nobody in that school touching you. You're privileged. So they ain't going wrong you, right? That is one thing that you mentioned when you came in. And secondly, you said there's an industrial relations side to it very quickly from Chuter's perspective and the comment that Chuter made.
Yeah, of course, Stefan. You see, I think it's very, very unfortunate that Chuter's position is that they have absolutely no comment at all. The minimum standard of expectation, Stefan, is that, of course, I understand if Chuter doesn't have information, they wouldn't make any type of pronouncement.
Right.
But from institutions like that lead a significant factor in the education process, they must outright reject any type of behavior like that. And I was surprised that I didn't hear that as a minimum
they should
standard.
have said, while we do not have the facts yet, if these reports are legitimate, we condemn it, of course.
Correct.
But we reserve our final comment based on the investigation.
Correct. And Stefan, I'm not casting any aspersions. I'm just saying that in being responsible leaders, we must always be reminded, more mindful, that when we are in a position where the public is having an expectation and there's a public outcry, that you take the position of neutrality, but in taking that position of neutrality, you do not abscond from acknowledging where the standards of ethics lie in society.
Okay, understood. Right? All right. I didn't even pick up on that, but you was on the ball there. All right, and it's interesting because, there's an industrial relations aspect to almost everything. If when you really think about it, right? It's like when people say, I don't care about politics, I was be like, politics don't affect me. And I was like,
yeah, that's an ignorant statement.
You know politics, everything has politics in it, right? This bottle of water has politics in it. That's what I'm saying. When you really start to break it down and pull back all the layers. And it's similar to that as industrial relations.
And Stefan, just to add, just remember, all the teachers and all the persons that make up the NPT and everybody, it's impossible, Stefan, that all of these years would have been going and all of these different people who obviously, Stefan, would be the people who did not have the means to have their voices heard, but who are now adults. And thank God for the public media. And I think as well, Trinidad and Tobago, this is a lesson for those of you who are in positions of authority and feel that because of the power of that position, you have the ability to oppress voices which you and in the course of exercising behavior that is not tolerable or acceptable, you wouldn't get away, because that public media gives people a platform of sharing their experiences and their thoughts, and the reality is there is an impact. So it's a good thing, and what's really happening is these people clearly who did not have a voice before, they now have a voice. So I mean, I hope everything works out. I truly hope that the investigation yields the truth, and there is some type of corrective process to the system. So
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
But talking about systems here, we have the Retrenchment and Severance Benefits Amendment Bill 2026. Okay. Now this was introduced on the 14th of April, which coincidentally is my mother's birthday. And I still haven't given nothing yet. But nevertheless, that is another industrial relations issue to be dealt with. Okay, what do we need to know about this legislation?
Well, in the first instance, this change is decades overdue. The reformation of that act should have happened a long time ago. It should have happened 10 years ago, when the damage was being done to all the different institutions who are using the system of closure to abscond from the responsibility of accountability for years of service of employees. Now, Stefan, however, when you look at the range of the change that's coming, one has to consider, whilst it is absolutely great and beneficial for a workforce of any company, you have to ask yourself, is it tenable, and then will it support employment security in the long run? And let me just highlight the points for the members of the public. They're changing they're establishing or re-establishing the definition of retrenchment to include redundancy as per how it has been defined by legal precedents in the industrial court. So in simple language, over the years, the industrial court has made pronouncement in judgments that expand the definition of redundancy as per retrenchment as per what is captured in the act. So now it clarifies that the interchangeability in the use of retrenchment redundancy, they're now going to just close that gap. So whether they're going to just clarify and establish that redundancy is retrenchment, and it means this and whatnot. The second thing is they're expanding the context of the definition of the 45 days, and they're going to create avenues. Right now, as it stands, the law allows for the employer to actually abscond from the 45 days if they have legitimate reasons. And I think what's happening, or if they're unable to tenably sustain the 45 days, because in that 45 days, Stefan, the employee continues to be an employee. Their employment is not discontinued until the 45 days end, right?
All right.
And I think what's happening, from my understanding, and again, I am not saying that my statements here are absolutely definitive in terms of, remember this is being debated in the parliament, it's a draft, right? So it's not establishing laws yet.
So this is what they're proposing to do.
Yeah, but it's already in the pipeline, so there's a high probability it's going to go through, right? They are redefining it to allow flexibility for paying it in lieu of and things like that. But really what is going to create the real wave, Trinidad and Tobago, is the increase in the value of payment for the years of service. And before, Stefan, what we had a system where you had 1 to 4 years, you got 2 weeks, or 50% based on whether you're monthly paid or weekly paid. And then everything above that was either 3 weeks or 75% of your monthly salary. And what they have gone up by is, it's gone to they're gone to 4 weeks, and then they're going to 6 weeks. Or, I think, 100% of a month's salary, right? And what that means, Stefan, you're talking about, on average there, 100% increase in some instances in the calculation formula, right?
Okay.
So it is an immediate increase in the cost, the liability cost for a severance process. But that is not the real interesting part. The interesting part is the Act now also laterally changes the Companies Act, and the two acts they're changing the Companies Act. It's slipping my mind now. But I'll come back, I'll remember in a second. But what is going to be redefined is where a company makes a decision to close. Retrenchment is going to include circumstances where if that company decides to close, they must pay severance. I just remembered, I think it's the act that deals with insolvency. Not I think, I know. It deals with insolvency. So in one instance where a company decides to close, the act retrenchment will now apply, which is a very interesting thing because retrenchment has always been defined, Trinidad and Tobago, as being circumstances where a company remains existent, but a portion of the company has to shut down because of circumstances, right? Whether they no longer have need for it, whether the cost variable is too high, whether they don't have supplies, things like that.
Right.
And when you look at that, those circumstances, you understand now that there's something that the employer could get the money from to pay the severance, right? But when you make a decision where the employer decides to close a company and you have severance as a liability, you have to either have that money sit in or find the money, right? Now, it is an absolute good thing because for years, employers, including ArcelorMittal, has used that loophole that, the truth is, this has been a loophole that was exploited on advice from prominent attorneys and practitioners in this country.
Okay.
Right? And we all know who the architects of the ArcelorMittal fiasco was.
Right.
Right? But in any event, the point is that this now closes the loophole, but what it does, in addition to closing the loophole, you ever hear the saying, throw the baby out to the bathwater?
Yes.
Right. This addresses people who are unscrupulous and want to pretend that they are closing their business or choose to close their business and now have to pay the money. But let me tell you what they did. They messed it up really badly. And this is, in my opinion, this is a systematic failure. I think I mentioned that in the last, or when we were doing the introductory segment. What has happened is, the truth is, the law it needs to be amended to address situations and circumstances where people are seeking to exploit that variable in definition of legitimate insolvency versus choice to close the company. Because Mittal did not have insolvency. They made a decision to close.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That is what the argument was.
Yeah.
Public information can verify all of this. They were their biggest creditors. They themselves, to their parent company. Do you understand? Right.
Yeah.
Right? So, and what was supposed to happen was that there should have been a distinction in redefining the act to clarify choice of closure versus legitimate bankruptcy. But what's going on, Stefan, now is that this change is going to impact on businesses in a way that's going to impact on employment security. Because when you now have a situation where I running a business, Stefan, and I have to put aside money for this problem. Imagine I run a business hoping to keep succeeding, but then saying, okay, but if I get bankrupt, I have to put aside this. But think about it, Stefan, if I get bankrupt, I don't have money run the business.
Correct.
So do you know, by putting aside money for severance, I might go bankrupt? And I might go bankrupt by the fact that they have increased the liability.
Okay.
So just think of, so what I see there.
Let me just ask you something. You mentioned ArcelorMittal.
Yeah.
Just recently we had Crystal Waters. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Where they were going to they send them everybody without severance.
Correct.
So as it stands right now, that those workers could go home without anything.
Right now, because the act has not been proclaimed.
Right, but
when it's
although Crystal Waters has made the decision already.
Yeah.
And the act, even if the act comes into play, Do those workers have a claim?
No. So from what I understand,
there's pressure.
Yeah, and so that's interesting as well. Now I saw that they have legislation they drafted in the legislation language to speak to processes underway, right? And I think there's from what I understand, I've started to dive deeper into it, you know, because I am responsible for business development now as part of my portfolio.
Right.
What's happening is that we have to now plan for business success and succession. And what's going on, Stefan, is that looking at that from that lens, right? Not just the IR side, not just the employment relationship, but the actual business sustainability relationship. You're seeing where this is not going to, I don't know, this is, so it's coming and businesses are going to change their strategies. But let me tell you how it's going to feed into the impacting on employment security. Now think about this. If I have 10 employees, the law requires me, and by the way, the penalties are extreme. Some serious penalties, Stefan. Let me just tell you, because this is very, very new. So just to give you context, they increased the penalties by about tenfold. So you went to 100,000, it went up to $100,000 to employers and $50,000 to unions. Of course, because if you have a recognized majority union and that kind of thing, right?
Yes, because it is
right.
here.
So the act that is changing, it's the Companies Act, the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act, and the Central Bank Act. So they're changing 3 pieces of legislation. Now, here's where, and it's going to impact now on employment security. Now remember, where does employment come from in Trinidad and Tobago? It comes from business.
Yeah.
I don't know, unless, and I've seen over the years, unions themselves have ended up as, in the court, industrial court, as bad employers. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah, so I think I remember seeing a couple on that, yeah.
It's very ironic, right? But employment comes from business.
Right.
It doesn't come from anything else. It comes from business.
Business, yeah.
Right? Whether you choose to be a sole trader, you choose to be it comes from business.
Business. Right.
I've yet to see unions employ people unless they're employing them in the business of the union. You know what I'm saying? So when you make these changes, and I don't know what consultation took place. I have to say I don't know. Or who are the employers that were in that consultation? But I have to believe, Stefan, that the consultation was poor. That's my opinion based on what I'm seeing happening, right? Now, a simple solution for this would have been clarification on the definition of, or an expansion of the definition of bankruptcy and choice of closure versus legitimate insolvency, right? But be that as it may, now we are here to contend with the beast.
Right.
This is what employers are going to do. I have
this is not what they might do. This is what they're going to do.
This is what they're going to do. And let me tell you, this is just
what they're going
sense.
to do.
This is what people are going to do in Trinidad and Tobago, Stefan. I know that I have 10 employees, and for as long as they work with me, they're great employees. I understand that, listen, the law requires me to set aside money for years of service. But the law doesn't require me to set aside years of service for this table, and that camera, and that laptop. So you know what? I need to have more years of service and more technology. Just think, it's common sense. Automation is going to be fast-tracked now.
Which becomes easier with all the artificial intelligence.
It becomes easier.
And I think I saw, who was it, boy? Is Elon Musk was about to send home a significant number of workers.
Right. Yeah.
Because, well, I don't need all it, I mean, it's one of them. One of those, I'm not too sure if it's Musk, but there was a company that recently made a decision that we're gonna trim down on
manpower.
On manpower.
Yeah.
And move towards. And I was telling people that from the time. Listen. You see, this technology thing is going to affect people in a big way, right? I think somewhere there is a country, I don't know if it's the States or somewhere else, there is actually a factory that is run
Well,
Like,
Amazon
yeah.
warehouse is almost 100%
100% automated.
And yeah, and you
It
could
have
go to
nobody working there.
medication factories, fully automated.
Automated.
To avoid any contamination and thing. It's
Yeah, especially when something as simple as ChatGPT. When ChatGPT, no, right, and you prompt that and you say, marketing proposal for...
Correct.
Right? ChatGPT going to write out that whole thing for you. You going to get that in the snap of a finger, right?
And when you have to work at it, taking 2 days to do it, so...
Well, why waiting for a man to bring a proposal for me in a week for, when I could just ChatGPT it and put a whole proposal together, go back through it, take out some of the redundant words,
Yeah.
right? No pun intended. I know we did with redundancy.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
But I could, just change up the wording a little bit. But I have a almost perfect presentation here that has been provided to me in 2 minutes. So all these people that work in an office, that the boss man saying, "Hey, I need this on my desk by Monday," and Monday reach and you're sticking, or it come to the point that you're talking about, where, all right, I do want to pay the table, the camera, the this, the that. Let me move towards technology. Now you remove the human element from the workspace and replace it with a computer. And we know how the technology is advancing as fast as it's advancing.
It is.
So, I always wondered, I'm glad I have you on the show. And I know we almost out of time.
Yeah, I think we're out of time.
But realistically, with the growth of artificial intelligence, and maybe this is a conversation we could look at as a spillover.
Yeah.
Where really is the workforce headed?
Right. And
what people really looking at in the future?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. And that's going to we will explore that next week, but I will tell you in summary what's going to happen, right? There are 2 types of people who are going to approach this. You have the people who are going to just try to change the laws more, to try and give human more rights, while trying to push back at it. I'm telling you, this is an example of the idiocracy that's going to take place. It's like blinders, deliberate ignorance of the reality of the outcome. That's what's going to happen on one side. And then there's another faction that's going to understand that there must be a correlation in balancing how this is utilized and how you succeed in getting human interaction, integration, and maintaining human benefits in the system of progression. So simple language, the thought process has to be, okay, how do we change, what are we anticipating now as the outcome for human involvement? So, and Stefan, this is something where 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the ILO sat down with us. I was in the room, right? And they told us, flex security. We spoke about this on the program the last time we were having it. Flex security is the future. Create environments in negotiations, in employment relations, in HR management that establish lateral skills development, right? So that you can have these people integrate seamlessly into the creation of new jobs and new skill sets that are emerging. Watch it. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, somebody tell you could grow up and be a social media influencer. You'd think the whole world would think about
laugh.
Did I say, what is that?
I said, what is that? What? That you mad? That will never work.
And look at
No,
the
that's
world
true.
now.
That's true.
People, I look at these young people.
And
what
consumption, the consuming. And anywhere people consume, right? Anywhere you have consumption, you have opportunity for business.
That's right.
Because business is based on consumption, right? One does not go into the business of making corned beef if there is no demand for it.
Exactly.
Right? So it's supply and demand, and that is what is going on social media now. It's a real thing we could talk, but I know we out of time. But the other things that we had to talk about too, and I don't know if you're looking at that too, if that is along your lines, but social media monetization.
Of course.
There are so many different platforms, and how do we in the Caribbean expand that audience beyond? Because remember, in the United States, America, 300-something million people, and then because you have 300-something million people, you're out to a bigger audience. The bigger audience that you're out to is the more shares that you get. So that goes out to an even bigger audience. But in the Caribbean, when we're just, in most islands, a few tens of thousands, and well, in Trinidad and Tobago here, we 1.4 million.
Yeah.
And then you have the whole aspect of setting up a US account and all these little different things in order to monetize through YouTube and all these. It's a lot of, it's because if we're going to go that way, eventually, because when you look at the climate right now, and you see that the technology is coming, and everybody embracing it without, I think, understanding that, but wait, this which I am embracing is going to put me out of a job possibly one day.
Correct.
So how am I going to earn after that?
I'm going to let the cat out of the bag in 10 seconds. We're building up to something in August. School closed in July, and you have a whole next generation of people hitting the job market. Where my institution, partnering with, I'm going to have you guys on this as well. We are going to launch a seminar. We're going to have a seminar in August, and we're going to then do it annually, where we are going to be rolling out discussions, holding discussions and rolling out presentations on emerging skill sets and job titles. Things that people should now be working towards, that people are not even thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that will go a long way. I think people need to understand the evolution is taking place. And look, it's either, like if I had a business and I know that I have, it's either shut it down or go technology.
That's right.
If it comes to, and that is what it's going to come to, I tell all you, that all you're going to be living in that movie just now, That movie with Will Smith called iRobot. All you're going to be living in that reality just now,
But Stefan, we don't have to shut down anything. What all people need to do is channel the integration process.
Right.
And that's our business development side.
All right.
So we'll explore that.
We'll
as we
explore that
continue
in time to come, right?
Yeah.
But this is the first episode. Last week we did a little intro, but this is the actual first episode. The time really flew there.
Yeah.
We actually went, I'll tell you how long we went. Just testing the waters here. We went 27 minutes. We almost went half an hour.
Yeah.
Right? So next week, it will be 30 minutes. Well, but next week we will try to accommodate some calls. So for those of you who are into business and business development, for those of you who are working, whether private sector or public sector, Mr. Narayan Singh will be dealing with all of those concerns that you may have, either from the industrial relations side or the business development side. So you're welcome to call in and engage in a conversation. You might get some free advice. Once again, it's free ticket. But of course, if he's here to serve as well. So we will move forward and see how things go there, right, with the conversation. But thanks a lot for coming in.
Brother.
And good conversation. And people, check it out. Go read up on it. It is the Retrenchment and Severance Benefits Amendment Bill 2026. All right, go check it out. And like I said, if you have any further questions on it, the numbers are on the screen. There is a landline number that you could contact and a WhatsApp number. And it's very simple. It is, where is it? Where did I put it? Right. It is 615-8276. That is 615-8276. Or you could WhatsApp 328-2437. That is 328-2437. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Dr. Watson is up next. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Antigua Mars. Them people have no behavior. They have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Clear out how you know it's danger. How you know it's danger. When it comes to Mars, it was deadly.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Chaguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715, or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Feeling distance in your relationship or sensing someone interfering between you and your partner? Connect with Pandit Anirudh, known for powerful and result-oriented love solutions. His effective love spells have helped many reunite with lost partners. If you face family conflict, marriage issues, negativity, or financial stress, his strong mantras bring quick relief. Know what lies ahead in your love life and future through powerful astrology readings. Many lives have changed. Now it's your turn. Contact +1 868 278 0399.
All right, people, so we're back. We are 6 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. For the next 10, we're going to be joined by Dr. Watson. We have her via Zoom, and we're going to bring her in immediately. All right? And we're talking about constipation, causes, and solutions. All right? So all of you who's constipated this morning, listen up. All right? Because we're going to have the cause and the solution for you. Doc, what's up? Morning.
Good morning, Stefan. I decided to talk about
the audio. That's not. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
You hear me now?
Nope, just now. Fellas, when we went to St. Lucia, somebody changed wrong somebody back there. What is it? Is somebody interfered something? It's not you, Doc.
Okay, not me. Okay.
I don't know who they're coming through there. Well, I'm also hearing myself. What Kemp interfere with? That's the famous thing here, you know, Doc. When anything go wrong, just blame Kemp.
Okay.
Kemp always interfere with something. Or they talk to me.
You hear me so now?
Right? Right. Yeah, go ahead and talk, Doc. Hello? No.
Just checking in.
We didn't have no problem with we didn't have no problem with this when we leave? Or we come back and have a problem?
Hello, you hear me now? I hear you.
Yeah, hearing you now, Doc. I
All right,
also hear
so-
myself, but yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, but that's all right. So, constipation, the definition of constipation is when the stool trying to pass out your colon, but it's moving so slow that plenty water getting reabsorbed from the stool. And therefore, it gets hard, it gets difficult to pass. You hear me good? Because I hear an echo in another room.
No, you hearing an echo on your end?
Don't worry about that. I good. I'm going to your room.
I lost that there. Come Pinky and the brain. I will start calling on the Pinky and the brain, you know.
I wonder if it's mine.
Yeah, go ahead, Doc.
All right. So what constipation is just when stool is passing through the colon, but it's moving so slowly that a lot of water is being reabsorbed from the stool itself. So when it's finally about to pass, it is very hard, it is solid, and it's difficult to push. And that's the real definition of what constipation is. So what you have to look at is what can slow down the stool from passing through the colon. And the first thing is your diet. That's one of the main things you have to look at. Now, many people can have constipation for different reasons, which we will go through. But the first one I always want to look at is your diet. Are you eating enough fiber? And I think people need to know all the different things that are rich in fiber. Yes, we know about whole grains like quinoa and chia seed and whole wheat and oats and all these different things that we need to incorporate into your diet. You have to incorporate a lot of fruits and vegetables in your diet as well. Make sure you have your salads. A lot of people, when they go and they make food or they even buy food, they don't put salad in it. And even if they put salad, they get 2 pieces of cucumber and 1 string of lettuce. That is not enough. And in the plate is full of macaroni pie, full of chicken, full of rice, but absolutely no fiber. A better alternative will be to put a little bit of provision into the bowl. If instead that make that the starch that you choose, because that's rich in fiber, especially things like sweet potato. Like always sounded like that's always eat or what everybody looking like, that sound.
To eat a lot of salad over the last few months.
Nice, good. You have to increase your fiber, and there's no other way of trying to help bulk the stool. So when you bulk the stool with the fiber, it moves faster along the gut, less water is absorbed, and therefore you have a better bowel movement. The next one, Stefan, what do you think it is?
Well, I seen prunes here, you know.
Yes, prunes.
Does it have to do with prunes?
Prunes are very, very easy, good source of fiber. At least 6 to 12 prunes a day keeps the doctor away. Okay, so at least 6 to 12.
6 to 12 prunes?
Yes, but listen, I went and researched this thing up here, so I know prunes, but I don't know how much. So I went to look up how much prune you have to eat a day, and they said me 6 to 12. All them different articles, I think 6 to 12. So we go in with that. From there, Stefan, you had to drink your water and mind your business. All right, so drink your water. Every time I Trinidad talk somebody, drink a glass of water. Put it that way. Say, listen, I'm about talking my friend now, I'm about talking my neighbor. Every time I do that, take a glass of water and drink. And I'm very sure that you cover your amount of water intake, which should be at least 8 glasses of water, which is like 8 ounces of water in each glass. All right. So drink as much as possible. As you can see, I'm always showing this in the background. That is
Yeah.
1, 2, or 3 items drink a day. Maybe that is too much, but that's what you have to do. So please, and when you're working in air condition, you don't really feel thirsty. So it's something you have to just have as a mindset. Have it next day, and every now and again, just take sips of it throughout the day. And eventually you will be drinking enough water that will help. More water, better the movement of the stool, better movement of stool, less constipation issues. What the next
Alright.
one is,
Well, I would imagine exercise.
Yes, or they don't like nobody want to exercise. In fact, I joined the gym. Now, when I look around in this gym, it's mostly young people, which is good, Stefan, because that means the next generation will be fitter, more in tune with their bodies, and more health conscious than what's going on right now. So hopefully we might start to see a change in the amount of diabetes and high blood pressure, etc. But the rest of the old people like we that need to exercise, we're not doing it, and therefore you get constipation because the bowel moves, your gut moves as much as you do. So if you sit down whole day, sit down so, and you're doing nothing, you get up, you're even doing your 10,000 steps, maybe you make 10 steps a day for those of you who have Fitbit on their hand, but are using it. I don't know what this new trend is where you have a Fitbit and you're crossing your 10,000 steps, but anyway, your gut will move like how you're moving. So that's why when people exercising, you ever heard when people exercising, they have to run to the toilet because their colon and their movement of the gut occurs, and therefore you have a better bowel movement. So we need to get to move, exercise, people, especially when you cross 40. So I'll tell you, Stefan, as you stand up from that chair, what's the first thing you just say? You don't go like, oh. When you stand up from that means we have to exercise to avoid the constipation. I'm looking through this as well. So that is why when people get older, and now I'm talking about 65 plus, they are the main ones that come to the office and talk about constipation. But that's because they slow down naturally. They tend to relax, they're retired now, they might sit more in front of the TV, they may not do much level of exercise, and even when they do try to move, it's a slower movement. And as I said, the gut seated exercises if you have problems with your knees and your hips. And if you don't, please get up, walk, and join your gym if you have one. Like opposite my house in my parents' house in Sugarnas, they have a whole gym, and my father always exercises.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, good. So the next one, Stefan, is medications. Medications can cause constipation, and this is going out to all even my fellow doctors and nurses out there. When you are starting a patient on opioids, so we know what an opioid is. An opioid is the things that you could just go down the road and buy it over the counter in Trinidad and Tobago. That's what an opioid is. So where people afraid morphine, because when they hear morphine, they think death and destruction. In Trinidad, you don't need a prescription for Tramadol, which is also an opioid. Tramacet is an opioid. You do not need prescription for Panadine, which is an opioid. Toscacet, the cough syrup, all of that have opioid in it. Opioids slow down gut movement. That's the one side effect you never get away from an opioid.
Serious?
So this is, if you are going, and even pharmacists, if you're giving someone opioid for something that they're going to be taking for more than about 2 to 3 days, you must give them something for the constipation, and you can't bulk up the stool for these types of patients. You need a drug that will actually help push the stool out, because that's what stops when you take opioids. It stops the gut from pushing and causing this sort of movement. So you have to give something like Senna or Dufalac or Lactulose along with it. Do not send home a patient on an opioid without providing them with a laxative, and let them know if they're even taking this for the next 6 months of their life, every single day they have to use a laxative. Because a lot of people might just send them home with paraffin oil. Paraffin oil will coat the stool. It will make it coated, but how is it pushing? It's not pushing out the stool. So you have to give something that will push, and that is Senna, Dufalac, lactulose. Those are the three best things that you can use, and you have to use it every single day if you're taking opioids, okay?
All right.
And that includes taking morphine. The next set of drugs that can trigger this would be things like some blood pressure tablets, like nifedipine or amlodipine. Now, this is something that, maybe in the back of my mind, I know, but when a patient comes in constipated, but their blood pressure is very controlled and they are on that particular drug, which is called a calcium channel blocker, I tend to do the other things, increase fiber, increase water intake, tell them to exercise, because I need the blood pressure better controlled. But yes, it can cause constipation. Some antidepressants can cause constipation, so if you're not depressed enough, go take some Cymbalta or Prestique, and that might make you more constipated and more depressed. So with people that are taking drugs like that, I tell them to please increase fiber, water intake, and their exercise, right? So all of these, as long as you are taking it and you add on that, different from opioids again, opioids, you have no choice. But for these other meds, you can increase your lifestyle and change your lifestyle, and it will help with the constipation.
Right.
Don't forget things that are very rich in iron. So people love to take iron tablets. I don't know why. Their iron level good, but they take an iron tablet, and that is a big cause of constipation. And you have to increase your water, increase your fiber, and exercise to help out with it. Right. What else is a big one that a lot of people do not understand is previous surgeries, Stefan.
Right.
So people that have had surgeries on the belly. So if you had a C-section, if you take out your appendix, if you had to go in and do something with your womb, if you had to take out something in your gut, once you make an incision on the belly, whether it is the upper part, middle part, lower part of the belly, it can cause something called adhesions, because how the skin heals is not beautiful like this, right? Inside of you, think of a ball that jumble up. That's how inside you heal after you get a cut. So what happens when all this tissue start to jumble up trying to heal inside? It will wrap around your gut, wrap around your colon, wrap around your intestines, and therefore slow down the movement of the gut. And in some, I've seen so many cases where these adhesions wrap around the colon so much, it actually causes obstruction, and that is a medical emergency, and people have to fly inside the hospital to actually get major surgeries to relieve that part of the gut that has been blocked. And guess what? Sometimes when you relieve that block, you make a next cut to do it, you get more adhesions, it can happen again. It's not the most common thing, but let people understand that if you've had surgeries before on your belly, the tissue inside is called adhesions, meaning when it heals, that can wrap around the intestine and cause constipation. So medical conditions could also cause constipation. So especially people that bedbound, Stefan. Just being over 55, being bedbound, having things like Parkinson's, having, everything that will slow down. You have spinal cord injuries that can cause it. You can have tumors, cancer, there are plenty of palliative care. Loads of patients that get obstruction of the gut from massive tumors in the colon or in the gut itself or in the pelvis that compress on the colon and actually cause obstruction, or compress on any part of the intestine and cause obstruction. And of course, this is a different level of constipation. That's actually a medical emergency. And even diseases like your hypothyroid. Your thyroid not working good at all. It's hypo, low down in the ground. That can cause constipation as well.
Right.
So, other last bits that people always tell you, Stefan, is when they leave their house and they go visit their friends in the States, or they go in a hotel, they don't go off. Some people have a real thing in their brain that they need to be extremely comfortable in their own setting in order to pass through. I know people that will hold that up and drive to Timbuktu to reach home to pass their stool, and that in itself can trigger more constipation. However, change in the normal environment and your habitat can cause constipation as well, because you're just not comfortable. And especially when you go on holiday and eating one set of rubbish that's not your normal diet.
Thank
you.
you.
Just go, you go in the States and you start eating cheesecake all day and ice cream and this and cake and all that, and then they get constipated.
You understand, Chris?
That is what it causes a lot of constipation. So changing environment, going on holiday and all kind of thing.
Yep.
When we be real concerned, Stefan, if you have a change in bowel habit and you was going off all the time, and all of a sudden you constipated, followed by normal stool or diarrhea, and then you're constipated again, and this is a change in bowel habit, and you're over 40, Stefan, go check your doctor, because if you have that along with a iron deficiency anemia and significant weight loss, which is over 10 pounds over the last 6 months, then this could be something serious like a cancer. Do not just take that as nothing. Please go check your doctor if that is happening to you. And if you are seeing a change in the shape of your stool, and people say the shape of your stool, yes. If your stool coming out looking like a pencil, do I have a pencil? If your stool coming out looking like this and not your normal stool, it could mean there is some form of an obstruction causing it to come out small like that. And the other thing that you have to look at is blood in the stool. If you're seeing blood in the stool, change in bowel habit, losing weight with it, dropping the level of your blood count, go check your doctor, please. And what should we do about all of this? Eat well, drink plenty water, and exercise, Stefan.
Right.
All right? Of course, you're on opioids where you have to use a laxative. Please do not forget that. You have to use a laxative, and it's specific laxatives. It has to be laxative that stimulate gut movement, and that's lactulose, dufilast, and also senna.
All right,
That's my
brilliant.
constipation. I hope that helped, and that all of you who listened out there will know better now that these are the things you should be looking into if you are constipated.
Well, that's a terrific topic. Good information there. The traveling aspect of things and changing locations, and of course when the diet goes out the door because you're traveling, and you don't stick to that. Yeah, that's not a surprise to me, because in the traveling that we do, there are times before when that would happen to me, but now I don't really got any problem with it. But I know you're talking about that. But it would happen to me, like when I go by the beach and thing, you go down to the beach a weekend or wherever, and I don't know, for some reason or the other,
you're not a familiar habitat, you're in a different environment. It happens.
Yeah.
A lot of people tell you that, like, I've gone away, and since I come back like 2 weeks now, may I go off properly. So that's a common thing as well. So just for you all to be mindful that these things can cause constipation. So if you do go away or you do change environment, see if you're changing, monitor your diet a little bit. So let's see if you can avoid the constipation.
All right. Well, Doc, thanks a lot for joining us this week, and all the best, and we will see each other soon.
All right, Stefan, you take care.
All
Bye-bye.
right. So that is Dr. Watson on the inside there. Constipation, the causes and the solutions. I hope you all were paying attention. We're going to take the final break, and we have a couple birthdays when we return. Stay tuned. We're going to wrap things up after this.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Let's get it started. I say, whoa yo, also come and take a jump and let we start it by the drum, let we start it by the drum. Party on the road, there's a party on the road. Line it up, bring the shots and line it up. Party on the road, there's a party on the road. Look at lights in the back, watch my channel in the front. Party on the road, there's a party on the road. Come let we party on the road. Take a jump and let we start it by the drum, let we start it by the drum. Party on the road, there's a party on the road. Line it up, bring the shots and line it up. Party on the road, there's a party on the road. Look at lights in the back, watch my channel in the front. Party on the road, there's a party on the road. Come let me party on the road. So let me see your hands up in the air, wave them up in the band. People from everywhere, welcome up to the
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet Rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come, fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the word of God preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility, which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secure parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
All right, so we're back. We got a couple birthdays very quick. Hi, good morning. We'd like to send birthday greetings to my husband, Kelly, wishing him many more and God's blessings. May he live to see many more, coming from his wife, Sharon, his sister-in-laws, and his nieces and nephews-in-laws. And let him know we love him very much. So, Kelly, big up yourself, my brother. They love you, man. That's good vibes. And finally, wishing our parents, Narayan and Chandra Ramsingh of Rio Claro, a happy 48th wedding anniversary today. Wow, isn't this amazing? Coming from their 4 loving kids, Savi, Bal, Pavi, Gwalbans, I hope I get that correct, and Dave and Navin Ramsingh. Also, all their grandchildren and in-laws, best wishes to them both. May Mother continue to shower her blessings upon them always and forever. All right? So happy wedding anniversary going out to Narayan and Chandra Ramsingh out in Rio Claro. All right. So we wrap things up for today. Went a bit late today. Tomorrow, we taking you back a trip down memory lane with all this crime that we're concerned about. I just want to go down memory lane. I have a 36-minute video that is going to take us down memory lane. Right? And it revolves around Dolce D. So look out for that tomorrow. Until then, do enjoy the rest of your day, and let's see what happens with Holy Name Convent and that investigation there, so that these students could get some sort of closure, apparently, if need be. We out!